When I was able to get involved with this Uncle John, he showed me how to get into property. And in that property, at the age of 18 and a half, I bought my first 18 and a half, 19. Around that time, I bought my first property. And then he helped me renovate the house, get into buying and selling of properties. And over time, by the time I was in my mid 30s, I was able to actually financially become independent if necessary. But then my parents always wanted me to have a degree. So I made sure I went at the same time and got a degree. And I got my degree as a certified practicing accountant, a CPA, they call it here. And that allowed me then to join an oil and gas company, which I then found out I needed to go and capture or work with a person who could guide me. So when you get a job from your piece of paper that you're getting, from the universities you go, when you come out with the institution, make sure you connect with somebody who can guide you in your job. Don't act as though you know it all. The person who thinks he knows it all is the downfall of that person. One advice my father gave me the day I left Malaysia at the age of 14 and a half, he said that to me. He said, Mohan, the day you stop learning is the day you die. Education, mainstream education stops with a piece of paper, the degree or the diploma or the trade certificate. You need to continue your education. Kids, you need to continue your education right through till the day you die. If you stop, you become stagnant. And I don't need to tell you, most of you have traveled in different parts of India or even in your own city of Bangalore. Wherever you go and there's water that is stagnant, water that's not flowing. Can you tell me what's the smell of that water? Can you put it on the chat channel? What's the smell of that water? Quickly. I need to see some chat channels coming through. Come on, guys, come on. I can't see anything. Bad smell, stinking. It smells awful. Exactly. So if you do not continuously develop, you become stink. The brain becomes stinking. And most people think, I got a piece of paper, I'm set for life. Or I go and get an MBA, I'm set for life. Today, they're not even recognizing MBAs, guys. MBAs are worth only so much. Why? Because there's a lot more than they look for in MBAs. There's a lot more than they look for in degrees. So I am encouraging you, and I'm sure the founder of the college also, Pavan, would be doing the same, encouraging you to make sure you stretch your thinking. One of the students put there, out of the box thinking. You stretch to start looking at where can you get some of this information, additional information. That is what we call the strawberry and the plums. So can you see now how exposure from being just a Black Forest cake, you have transformed, from being a chocolate cake, you have transformed to it being a Black Forest cake. And the power of how the Black Forest cake can take you where you want to go in life. Got the message? And it's extremely important, ladies and gentlemen, and students, to understand that concept. Now, the third thing I want to bring in there. So the first was education. The second was exposure. Now, the third E, there are three E's I said, right? The third E, it's called experience. Now, we're not just talking about your experience, because when you're starting, obviously the experience is limited. Like when I started, I told you I was so lacked in confidence, I could not say boo to anybody. Now, when I finished in that career path, at the age of 24, I just soaked up so much of information. I got my second coach, who was Jerry Ramsbottom. Now, he became my career coach, and he showed me the way to become a vice president of the third largest oil and gas company by the time I was 25. So if you look at what's happened to me is I got a right hand and a left hand working now. The right hand was my Uncle John. The left hand was my career coach. The right hand gave me financial independence. The left hand gave me career security and exposure to start looking at what I want to do in life. And when I became financially independent at 33, in the mid 30s, like I said, to late 40s, I then decided, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because to me, working is going to be boring. When you've mastered the skill, you get bored. Now, lucky for me, I had a good network, and the network was sharing thoughts with me, and I wanted to do something for the country my parents came from. Okay, so I decided, I went up to my dad, my mid 30s to late 30s. I said to my dad, I said, I'm going back to India. And he said, why India? He said, he left India in 1948 or 49, around there. And he said, why India? I left India to come out to give you guys a better life, and you've got a comfortable life in Australia. You got a wife, you got 2 kids, you got a beautiful home, you got farms, and you got all those type of things, properties, cars. Why go to India? And I said, Dad, I want to do something that is of value, because that country, India, has given you and mom a lot of good things. And he said, oh, really? He said, what do you want to do? Why don't you just give some money in charity? And I said, no, if I give charity, tomorrow they will still be hungry. They'll go and buy some food. They'll go buy some biryani. They go buy some roti chana, not roti chana, what do they call that? Chapatis or parotas, and they'll be hungry tomorrow. So I said to him very simply, I want to go to India and I want to teach people how to fish. I want to teach people how to fish. Now, ladies and kids, tell me, if I teach you how to fish today, can you go and fish tomorrow and catch a fish? Yes or no? Let me see some response on the channel. Yes or no? Exactly. But if I gave you some money today and tomorrow I said, go and catch some fish, can you do that? No. So what I did was very simple. I didn't leave my family permanently here. I left and I went to India. I made 6 to 8 trips from 1998 to this year pandemic. I was making 6 to 8 trips from Australia back to India. And in the course of doing that, I was able to, that's what Girish was saying, I was able to help 250,000 participants from different walks of life, from different professions, from different companies. Some of the clients that I have in those companies range from Vodafone, Bank of Scotland, Standard Chartered, pharmaceutical companies such as ServiceNow. Oh my God, I just got a mental blank. Athena, hospitality companies like Taj. All of them were managers, VPs, and CEOs that I've coached, helping them come up in life. When they come up in life, they also come up in the career, they also come up in the community work. So my job when I used to come here was to teach people how to fish so they can fish for life.